Hello, my name is Nick Davis with Team Davis Remax Premier Group. I live and work here in the Tampa Bay Area. Today, what I'd like to talk to you about is the difference between purchasing new construction versus purchasing a resale home. There are several differences, and some of them you're probably going to be quite shocked to hear. But let's get started. So, number one, the first thing that we got to talk about is time frames. Because with a resale home, you would go look at the home, you'd submit an offer, and you would put a closing date in. And then we would do all the necessary things. The mortgage company would do their part. We'd do the inspection. The appraisal would be done. And then we'd do our walkthrough and we'd go to closing on the date that both you and the seller agree upon. Now, with new construction, there is a tentative closing date, but on the purchase contract from the builder, most of them will have up to 2 years to build the home, and some of them don't have a time frame. They can take as long as they want to build the home because things could come up like permitting, different things within the builders outside of their control. So again, time frames. So if you're looking to move in a specific time, even with new construction, they could say, oh, it'll be September 2023. Well, September can roll around and it could be October, November, December, and you're still not in your home. The second thing that's really, really different is closing costs. And when I say closing costs, what I'm talking about is sellers have closing costs, buyers have closing costs that are associated with your mortgage and state regulation. Well, with a resale home, the seller pays their closing costs and the buyer pays their closing costs unless it's part of the contract where we negotiate that the seller will pay X amount of dollars towards your closing costs. And it's pretty straightforward. The seller pays title insurance for the owner's policy, doc stamps on the deed, etc., the transfer taxes and all this other stuff. But with new construction, the builder pushes all those closing costs on the seller side over to you, the buyer. So, and that can be about 1.5 to 2, sometimes even 3% of the purchase price. So what the builders like to do is they like to say, well, we're going to give you an incentive and we're going to pay up to $10,000 towards your closing costs. When the reality is basically they're just giving you the money back to pay their side of the closing costs. Now, hence, with this interest rate hike, what's going on is a lot of the builders are switching that to a rate buy down where they're contributing X amount of dollars to buy your interest rate down for 1, 2, 3 years. So where your closing costs typically are about 1.5 to 2% to purchase, well, now they're going to be 4 to 5% of the purchase price to close. And so it's significant to factor in what monies are needed when you come to closing. And which leads me into the next thing, which is down payment. On a resale purchase contract, basically the norm around here is 1 to 2% of the purchase price would be earnest money. And that money would go to the title company and it would be deducted off of any money that you need to bring to closing. Like let's just say your closing costs and down payment were $15,000 and you had $3,000 in escrow. Well, you'd only have to bring $12,000 to closing. With new construction, a lot of them are requiring 10% down. So that money is going to sit in their bank account from the time that you put it in there to the time of closing. And yes, we can negotiate where you make payments towards it and stuff like that, because sometimes that's a lot more money than people have just laying around in their bank account, and for it to be gone for, 18 months to 2 years. So, you have to weigh out new construction versus resale. And I can't answer which one is better for you or which one you want, but I can tell you that a lot of times, the things that you pay for with new construction are 1, 2, 3 times more than you would pay on the resale side. And I'll give you an example. One of the things is a lot premium. Builders charge a lot premium for conservation, golf course, pond view. Well, they may charge you $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for that lot premium, wherein when you get an appraisal done on a resale home for the conservation view, they may give you plus $6,000. So you're going to pay for, could be 4, 5, 6 times more with new construction versus the resale. So these are just a few things that we wanted to share with you. Really short, quick video for you. Hopefully it helps. If you have any questions, need help purchasing, selling a home here in the Tampa Bay area, give us a call, 813-300-7116. Look forward to hearing from you soon.